Welcome to the first meeting of the Honolulu Liquor Commission. Let's see, when addressing the commission, please remember to state and spell your name clearly and to speak into the microphone. We have some minutes to approve. May I have a motion, please?
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the regular and executive session minutes of the 39th meeting dated April 25th, 2024, as previously circulated.
Second. So moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the 39th. Thank you. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion is carried. Okay. Calling agenda item number 1, transfer application number 24-00946 from R&R Candy LLC.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Min Young Woo on behalf of R&R Candy LLC. On my right is your member, Soo Min Liu.
Okay. Ms. Ryan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. This matter was continued from the June 27th setting. Public hearing kept open. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application. For the record, a summary of the May 30th preliminary hearing testimony was provided to Vice Chair Hollinger prior to the public hearing.
Okay, Commissioners, any questions?
Make a motion to approve transfer application number 24-00946.
It's been moved and seconded to approve transfer application number 24-00946. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 2, application number 223-04180. Hilo Tsunami Partners LLC.
Good afternoon, Chair, members of the Commission, Greg Nishioka. Authorization of. My right is April Whiting, WHITING Haraguchi, HARAGUCHI, who is a member manager for AG Capital. Is representing the applicant hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirement for the submission of this application.
Okay, is there anyone in the audience who would like to testify either for or against this application? Please step forward. Yes. Yes.
If I could, sir, I'm going to swear you in. Do you swear that the testimony you give in today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
My name is Marco Ventura. I have 4 units in Kuhio Village Tower 1, where this store wants to operate. I am strongly opposed to the sale of any cigarettes or drug paraphernalia out of our store, out of our building. We do have a no smoking policy, and I don't feel I need to state any further reasons, or should I?
It's up to you. You have about 2.5 minutes on the clock. If you want to expand on your testimony to the commission.
The sale of cigarettes is poisonous. The fumes come into our lobby very frequently. The store has previously opened and then closed. There was always a constant poison in our Tower 1 elevator area. When I looked outside, it was the clerk that worked in there. I'm opposed to the sale of cigarettes. It's poisonous. And also any drug paraphernalia that may be sold out of there.
And just for my clarification, what are you referring to as drug paraphernalia?
I see those little glass things. I don't even know what they do, but they're sold out of a lot of stores. I don't know, they heat things up inside and they inhale stuff. I don't do those things, so I don't really know what they do.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions, Commissioners? Any other questions? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have questions for the applicant?
Should we let the applicant respond?
Yeah, would you like to?
Sure. Thank you.
with regard to in-clutch smoking, I believe that was on the prior owner, or licensee rather.
Yeah.
We were cognizant of that. I believe we understand our responsibilities. We'll do our utmost to ensure the employees, if they are smoking, do so far away from the subject building as much as possible, not in areas where it may, go into the enclosed areas. As far as any kind of tobacco or quote unquote junk paraphernalia, which even the objective party cannot even identify, I don't believe that's within the purview of the commission. You deal solely with the sale of alcohol.
I have no questions.
So this is a new owner, right?
Correct.
Sorry,
They've done some renovations. It's not open now because the temporary license expired to the length of time it took to process the application.
Gonna make a statement related to our review of liquor, not tobacco.
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Questions? I don't have any. No. I'll make a motion to approve application number 23-04180.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 23-04180. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved.
Thank you.
Calling application number 24-0714 from Dave and Buster's of Hawaii LLC. Three.
Not a Vincent.
Dave and Buster's. Dave and Buster's. 4 is events.
Good afternoon, members of the commission. Newton Chu on behalf of Dave and Buster's. I just was notified that there's something missing from the file, so I'm not sure what.
I could go ahead and do my little bit.
Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you,
That's
Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Yes, with respect to this, the subject application, administration will be requesting a 1-week continuance because we are unable to do the appropriate calculation for registered voters within 500 feet of the premises. That list has been ordered and that will be completed 1 week. We would be requesting a 1-week continuance, public hearing kept open so we can complete that matter. If there are members of the public who are in the audience who wish to testify for or against the matter and they're here today, you may take that testimony.
Yes. Or is there anyone in the audience that would like to testify for or against this applicant? I believe 2 people registered, Mr. James Bell.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'd just like to make an appearance for the record. Lincoln Ashita, appearing on behalf of Dave and Buster's.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to swear the gentleman in and run a 3-minute clock.
Okay.
Who's going first?
Be sworn in.
Mr. Bell.
Could you raise your right hand?
Oh, yes. of course.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you swear that the testimony you give today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Oh,
Sorry,
that's
this is the licensee.
oh,
The
okay.
applicant.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, it's- oh, sorry. Oh, but I'm glad you swore though.
Okay.
I mean, you actually can testify on your own behalf, but it would be, sorry.
Mr. Jacob Wilson? Okay.
All right,
Come on.
okay. Okay, is he?
Oh, can you please go on the witness?
Oh, my God.
Signage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so if I could swear you in,
Sure.
do you swear that the testimony given today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm gonna run a 3-minute clock on you.
Oh, please.
Hi, I'm Jake Wilson. I'm Vice President of Property Management with Brookfield Properties in Ala Moana Center. So fortunate enough to get to office at Ala Moana. I have all of our Hawaii properties and West Coast properties as well. So about 18 shopping centers that I work with. Here to support Dave and Buster's application.
As you see in the letter of support we issued, we have 19 operating locations with Dave & Buster's across our portfolio. No issues. In fact, one of our properties in Seattle, Washington, has a Dave & Buster's directly beneath a residential build out with no issues at all. We were able to get the apartment manager in that location to share her experience. We are aware and that there may be some concerns with noise, and I want to reassure any residents who are here in the commission that, our objective is to, be a place that the community can be proud of. And we take that very seriously for our neighbors and really everybody in the community. So the partnership we have with Dave & Buster's across our organization, is very collaborative. We will, be adaptable to address issues. Obviously, with the shopping center welcoming so many people annually, we have a customized security program in place. Great relationship with the Honolulu Police Department, and always evaluating trends, incidents, and how we can best, address those to keep the community safe. We want to ensure that there's quiet enjoyment, not just for our residents, but we have 350 tenants as well. Other restaurants, other businesses that we want to make sure that they're happy and can enjoy their lease premise. We don't have any issues with that in any of our other 19 Brookfield locations with Dave & Buster's. So we are very confident in them as a professional operating partner, and looking forward to having them as tenants at Ala Moana Center, and hopefully all of you coming to join and visit their new build out.
Can you tell us how many visitors approximately, either daily or annually, that visit Ala Moana Center?
Yeah, I'll give you two numbers. So pre-pandemic, we had 55 million visitors annually. We're about 85% of that right now.
Do you foresee Dave & Buster's adding any appreciable number to that 55 million? Or
We certainly believe that they're going to be a draw, and that's what we hope for. We want to have our establishment, filled with entertainment, food uses, retail that bring people together, and I think it's a great benefit to the community. So yes, we do.
In case of people wanting to complain about noise in the area, would they complain to Dave & Buster's or to you?
Well, I think it's a combination of, I think all of us would work together no matter who receives a complaint, depending upon the nature of the complaint. So we have a 24/7, 365, operated security team. And they receive calls from time to time, so they would likely be, first call for folks, and they would address the issue right away.
what is the latest operating business that you have at Ala Moana Center from a bar and restaurant standpoint,
Mai Tais, 2 a.m.
which is open air, correct?
Yes.
And do you often, or I haven't looked, get complaints about the noise from that establishment?
I don't. James Bell, who's with me here, he's our general manager. He may be able to answer that question more directly.
Commissioners, any other questions?
No.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Bell.
Right.
Yes, please have.
I'm not sure if I'll go ahead and swear you in too. Do you swear that the testimony you give in today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do you have any statements? Or-
Yeah, I can echo what Mr. Wilson has said, right? So I'm James Bell. I'm the general manager for Ala Moana Center. We take a lot of pride in our security program, and we adapt it as the needs arise.
And specifically for Mai Tais, have you had noise complaints?
Noise complaints, less so, right? I know in the past there's always, commotion and top parking deck, but generally it dissipates pretty quickly and traffic moves elsewhere off the property.
Yeah, because there's a residential facility right across from Mai Tais, right up. And I guess.
The one Ala Moana
Right.
building, yes, and minimal complaints, if any, from that property.
Thank you. So we just continue as the,
Yes, continue 1 week, public hearing kept open, and you will need to vote on that.
okay, all right. Thank you and sorry for the delay.
Someone can make a motion. Oh, so I'll make a motion for agenda item number 3, application number 24-00714 for a continuance of 1 week and keeping the public hearing held open.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to keep open application number 24-00714 for a continuance for 1 week. Any nays or reservation? I also vote aye. The motion is approved. Thank you very much.
See you next week.
Yep. Okay, calling agenda item number 4, application number 24-0902968. Events International. All right, and I would make a declaration that the applicant and myself serve on a nonprofit board together, but this will not affect my ability to make a judgment in this matter.
Okay, Rick Schneider, CEO of Events International. I would like to request a change in the license request. On the license, it's asking for time up until 11 p.m. I'd like to make that midnight, primarily because the schedule for the event will end at 11, but we don't know if it might go over 5 or 10 minutes, that kind of thing. And also, it will give us time to make sure that all the alcohol is off the premises.
So before you take, because the published agenda indicates 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. I believe the agenda would have to be amended. And I'm gonna look at Corp Counsel to see if, because we do have 4, if they have the ability to amend the agenda. Okay.
Thank you.
So
we
you'll
need
We need a motion to adjourn. Okay.
Motion to amend the agenda.
So a motion for application, agenda item number 4, application number 24-02968. That my motion would be to amend the posted agenda to change the specific license times from 10 a.m. to 12 midnight on Saturday, July 27th, 2024.
It's been moved and seconded to amend agenda item number 4, application number 24-02968 for a special general license from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. amended to 12 p.m. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The amendment carries. Okay. Now we continue.
Okay, I think you've been supplied in your packet an event info and security plan. It's got everything in there. This is going to be the same setup that we did for Trey Songs in December. We've been doing these events with no issues, so no problems.
Thanks for the detailed plan. Yes, this is extremely detailed.
Make a motion to approve application number 24-02968 as amended.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-02968 as amended. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 5, application number 24-02970 from Events International. Same disclosure for the chair.
Yes, Rick Schneider, CEO of Events International. This is an event we've been doing for about 4 years for our client, which is Beam Suntory. It's an industry event. We take over Cafe Julia and the adjacent areas at the old YMCA. It's been working fine for the last few years. This is going to be the same setup, same thing.
No questions. Okay.
Make a motion to approve application number 24-02970.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-02970. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling agenda item number 6, application number 24-04108 from Waimanu Liquor LLC.
Good afternoon, Chair Hong, Commissioners, Ms. Hirai, Ross Uehara Tilton for the applicant. My last name is spelled Uehara-Tilton. With me this afternoon is Mr. Richard Lilly, who's the manager of the licensee or proposed licensee. His last name is spelled Lilley.
So you're having a soft opening for just 3 days and then, oh, I see you have a couple more of these. Got it.
I believe we're 6, 7, and 8, so
Yep.
perhaps we can call everything
All
together.
right.
So the only question I have is looking at the floor plan. Is the entire floor plan going to be considered licensed? Because I don't really see a red marking on our exhibit A. So is the entire space going to be considered licensed? Chair Hollinger, it's a little bit difficult, I think, to see in the reproduced version. The version we did submit does have a fairly clear red outline. Thank you, Mr. Sato. It's almost the entire premises with the exception of sort of the common hallway that also leads to other. Okay. Rooms. I see. Okay, I see now. Okay, that was my only question. I have no other questions for.
And for the soft opening. You'll be serving or just selling?
Serving. And if I may just add for the record, we have submitted the permanent application. 2 of the conditions in the investigator's report were the zoning clearance. The file does have a zoning clearance from 2022, but Mr. Sato requested that we update that to something more current. We did submit the request together with the permanent application, so we'll submit current zoning clearance before picking up the license if it's approved. And with regard to the landlord authorization, there's a master lease that covers the entire building that expressly permits the service of alcohol and other liquor. We are going to clean that up and just confirm that that authorization is effective with respect to this specific subtenant entity, but we don't anticipate any issues since the landlord's already indicated that any unit within the building is authorized to serve liquor.
Makes sense. Good. Make a motion to approve application number 24-04108.
Second. So moved and seconded to approve application number 24-04108. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved. Calling agenda item number 7, application number 24-04110 from Waimanu Liquor LLC.
Good afternoon, Chair Hong, Mr. Commissioners, Madam Hirai, Ross Uehara Tilton for the applicant, Mr. Richard Lilly, the manager, is also present today.
Any questions or? No? All right.
Motion to approve application number 24-04110.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-04110. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved. Calling agenda item number 8, application number 24-04110-1 to 24-04111-2 inclusive.
Good afternoon, Chair Hong, Commissioners, Ms. Hirai, Ross Uehara Tilton for the applicant, Mr. Richard Lilly is also present today.
Motion to approve application number 24-04111-1 and 24-04111-2 inclusive.
Second. So moved and seconded to approve application number 24-04111-1 and 24-0111-2 inclusive. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved. Thank you. Good luck. Okay, calling agenda item number 9, applications number 24-04256-1 to 24-04256-60 inclusive. From Ueo Mao.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Ms. Uriah Robert Uyoka on behalf of Yohei Sushi Kahala. Present to my right, Mr. Nobuhiro Miyazaki, he's a general manager. It's for an extension of a special liquor license. We are asking for 180 days, but we are benefiting from the commission's fee programs. We appreciate that. We appreciate the accommodation on that. We definitely hope it'll get approved before that. I think we're really close. The investigator has been working with us while we did our inspection and fingerprinting. So 2 of them are from Japan, so we're just gotta get those. It's taking a little longer, but we're ready. I hope we can get a hearing this month or early next month.
Any questions? Nope.
Motion to approve application numbers 24-04-256-1 to 24-04256-60 inclusive.
It's been moved and seconded to approve applications number 24-04256-1 to 24-04256-60 inclusive. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved. Thank you so much. Calling agenda item number 10, applications number 24-04447-1 to 24-0447-22 San Paolo Pizzeria LLC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Mia Opsiana on behalf of the applicant. The applicant, I just want to note, is currently operating under an extension of a temporary license and has been without incident.
Do you have any visibility from when you'll be coming up here hearing?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's getting close.
I believe we are, the investigators have been very helpful. There have been some issues related to the fingerprinting, but I think we've squared that all away. So I think the last hurdle, it has been cleared up.
Commissioners, any questions?
Motion to approve application numbers 24-04447-1 to 24-04447-22 inclusive.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-04447-1 to 24-04447-22 inclusive. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 11, applications number 25-00061-1 to 25-00061-37 from Red Bar LLP.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Christina Ohira on behalf of the applicant. And to my right is Sarita Craddock. She's one of the partners. And then behind us is Samir Benzada, and you guys can spell your last name.
CRADDOCK.
BENCADA.
And we have no corrections to the investigator's report, and we did submit the return receipt for the neighborhood board notification.
Commissioners, any questions? Are you taking advantage of the monthly program or?
Yes, I was gonna say, so I was coming every month, right? Because you had to pay a month in advance. So I want to say this new program is really good because it enables small business owners to just pay monthly, and then it reduces my fees to them because I don't come every month. So thank you very much.
Right, win-win-win. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Motion to approve application numbers 25-00061-1 to 25-00061-37 inclusive.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve applications number 25-00061-1 to 25-00061-37 inclusive. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 12, application number 25-00042 from Foundation of the Rotary Club of Honolulu.
Good afternoon. My name's Tom Coyne. I'm the president of the Rotary Club of Honolulu.
Brian Conching, promoter of Cherries Productions.
Can you walk us through your event?
Sure thing. We do an event that has beer sampling. We usually have about 1,500 people there. We pour about 2 to 4 ounces for each sample for each guest. That along with the line kind of slows down the consumption over there. Together, this will be our 11th event together, and we've had no incidents so far. It'll be our second event over there at Waikiki.
Really? 11? Wow.
No incidents last year.
Oh, this is also at Waikiki.
Correct.
Yeah, why? Have any questions? Sure. Motion to approve application number 25-00042.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 25-00042. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, calling agenda item number 13, transfer application number 24-00880. From Ichiriki Kalihi. Ichiriki Kalihi. Is there anyone outside? Okay, all right. We'll hold that till the end of the agenda in case they show up. Moving on to agenda item number 14, transfer application number 24-01250 from Shokudo. Hello. Hey.
Good afternoon, commissioners, and everybody. Ryan Cole here on behalf of LIQ Shokuro. To my left, I have Susu Mutamura, SUSUMUTAMURA, just to hopefully get our transfer approved.
Commissioners, questions?
Motion to approve transfer application number 24-01250.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve transfer application number 24-01250. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved. Calling agenda item number 15. Oh,
Thank you.
good luck. Calling agenda item number 15, application number 23-03784 from Floralia LLC. That's correct.
Floralia.
Close enough. Got it.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
To my right is Kip Pressman. He is the owner and he's present with counsel Wayne. We have no changes to the investigators.
Questions?
The only question I have is the outside seating, is that it, if I remember where this place is, there's gate, like metal,
Yeah.
fencing, right, that goes all the way around, correct?
Yes, that's
And then, yeah, swing open door, right, that is in the front, yeah,
It's a roll gate.
roll gate, okay. Okay, that was the only question I had. Thank you.
Motion to approve application number 23-03784.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 23-03784. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen. Calling agenda item number 16, application number 24-00846 from QSI Inc. doing business as Fujioka's.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Avery Batra on behalf of the applicant. To my right is Jason Fuketa, Senior Store Director, last name spelled Fukeda. Behind me is Karina O'Hara, HOARA, General Counsel. We have no changes or comments on the licensing investigative report.
Hey, Commissioners, any questions?
I have no question.
Motion to approve application number 24-00846.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-00846. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The application is approved.
Thank you very much.
Calling agenda item number 17, request number 24-00874 from Broken Boundary Brewery.
Mr. Chair and Commissioners, with respect to this matter, we can advise the commission that the licensee has not submitted renewal documents for the FY25 license year. Accordingly, we will discontinue placing this matter on future agendas unless notified by the licensee that it intends to pursue this and reactivate its license. No action by the commission is required.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wright. Calling agenda item number 18, request number 24-04308 from Lanterns Restaurant and Tavern LLC.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Vice Chair, members of the Commission, Ms. Anna Harai. Present to my right is Mr. Wayne Hirakawa, spelled Hirakawa, one of the owners. We're requesting for reallocation of the 26 unused temporary liquor license days in order for us to be able to continue to serve liquor license while the Liquor Commission processes the permanent application.
This is your first or second?
This is our second, we're on our second temporary liquor license without incident.
So the 26 allocated days, is that part of the first temporary standalone license that was between January 2nd, 2024 and the one that started in May?
Yes, it's the first, it's part of the first temporary liquor license. We weren't open until later.
Currently on the second.
We're currently on the second. It's about to expire on August 29th.
So it's the policy of the commission that once the second temporary license is opened, we don't allow the reallocation of days from the first temporary license.
Is that right? No, we're on the second temporary liquor license, but that's not completely used up. And then so there's, on the first temporary liquor license, we have 26 days. So we're gonna allocate that towards the end of the
So
second.
at the, prior to the closing of the first license, you could have reallocated it.
I think
but
in
you
the
should-
past, we've requested for it to be reallocated while we were on the second temporary liquor license in the past.
Am I not remembering correctly?
Not remembering correctly.
Okay.
So we've had a few situations that within this last, I'd say 6 months, that we have, if you've already done a first temporary license and you haven't, and you've had days there that you didn't use, if you go into a second license, those first allocated days, we have not moved from that first license to the second license because you had a chance to reallocate those days prior to the second license taking effect. So we've been saying currently that you cannot go back to that first license and reallocate days into a second license since we've already closed your first temporary. And we've done it for quite a few licensees that have passed, and we've been consistent with the same response of we're not allowing to reallocate days from the first temporary into your second temporary.
I think I've gotten it approved, and I don't know if you recall.
Is it, I mean, this is within the commission's discretion.
Oh,
It's not-
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the past, the commission has approved it once we've gone to the second temporary that I've turned in the past, and it was approved.
Due to some inconsistencies over time, this has been the policy adopted by the commission in the last 6 months, I believe, as stated by the chair. So this is the current policy of the commission.
Okay, well, I'm just wondering then if the commission can consider allowing for the unused on the first to extend out the second. I understand that the commission is gonna be trying to put this matter up for preliminary hearing next week, Thursday, which would then allow us to be able to then continue to serve liquor because the public hearing will be taking place, I think, middle of September. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to serve liquor unless we, apply for a special event license, which would cost a lot more.
And while we're very sympathetic to that, the process should have been prior to the expiration. You could have come here and have those days moved.
Back then we thought that the preliminary liquor license would be approved by now. It's been over I think, almost a year since we've turned in our application. It's been a very, very long process for us. And so we would just like to have the commission to be able to do that for us. I mean, it's, you know, we've done everything, we've turned everything in, everything that was requested. And so we're just asking for the commission's discretion to be able to then allocate. We didn't know back in January that it was gonna take until August or July to be up for preliminary hearing.
Yeah, so, well, like I said, we're sympathetic to it. We have used our discretion to extend an existing open temporary. So if you do not use up all the days on the second and you want to reallocate before the termination of the second temporary license, you're free to do that as well.
Okay, well, then part of the 26 days is part of the second too, as well, because we have some holidays and then cleaning days that we've allocated. So part of that 26 days is part of the second.
So if you wanted to, you can identify the days from your second temporary license, and we can reallocate those to the end of your temporary license.
Okay.
You have
so
specific dates.
I think, was it like 3 days, I believe, or so? I can't, I'm in.
I don't know.
I mean, if that's the case, I mean, we would just apply for a special event anyway, but it'll save a couple $100.
$270, $90 a
Yeah.
day.
Right.
If you can identify the days for us, if we could hold this open and then call you back,
I mean,
we're willing to.
I'll say this. Because, you know, we've taken a position on your first, right? And we are being consistent with that with all other licensees that we've done this with. I'm willing to make a motion to grant you 3 days extension based off you saying there was 3 days in your second temporary that you did not use, that you would be able to allocate toward the end of the second. But I'm not open to any additional days than that because the prior, like we've talked about, the prior ones were the first temporary. But I'm willing to make that motion so that you have those 3 additional days to allow you to save some money prior to doing special licenses.
All right, thank you.
So I'll make a motion for number 8, agenda item 18, request number 24-04308 to reallocate 3 days that were during the second temporary license from May 2nd, 2024 to August 29th, 2024 to the back end at the end of the 29th. So that'd be September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I guess. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to allocate 3 days from the second temporary license to the terminating day, the current terminating day of the secondary temporary license. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The request is approved as modified.
All right, thank you, commissioners.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 19, request number 24-04355 from Blade and Timber LLC. I always laugh at this one because I'm imagining throwing axes and drinking.
It's the culture. It's good fun.
I
I promise, we'll keep you safe. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Stephen Nikoba here, representing Blade and Timber. To my right is Kelly Ran, R-U-A-N. She's the general manager for the Blade and Timber here on OO.
And so
We
have a.
Yeah, we need
to
to
amend the agenda.
So yeah, we need to. So technically, we need to determine whether we can amend the agenda because it was posted as a 2-drink minimum, when technically it was actually a 2-drink maximum.
Right.
And so we need to.
Oh,
Are
I
we able to-
apologize.
You're
Yeah,
forcing everybody to drink 2 drinks before.
They can
So-
drink soda if they want.
So I guess we need to get confirmation that we're able to make a motion to amend the agenda.
Wilkerson is saying yes.
So I will make a motion that for agenda item number 19, request number 24-04355, that we're going to amend the agenda to read instead of 2-drink minimum. On number 1, it would read 2-drink maximum.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to amend request number 24-04355 to request approval to rescind the following conditions of a 2-drink maximum. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The agenda item is amended, and now
Thank you very much.
let's talk
Mr.
about
Chair. I apologize for that. That I was looking at it too, going, that's interesting. This is basically a follow-up request. Blade and Timber has been operating now for 3 to 4 years. They've had no problems at all. We are happy to do, what we'd like to do is increase to 3 drinks instead of 2 drinks. We'd also like to have the ability to remove those the safety netting that was put in place. It actually kind of blocks vision more than anything else. Ms. Ruan is here because she's there day to day as the GM. We've spoken at length about the things that Blade and Timber does for safety. It's the main thing that they do. They realized that there was an inherent sort of risk involved with this, so they wanted to make sure that they took out as much risk as humanly possible. So I will actually turn it over to Ms. Ruan to see if you have any questions regarding that, because in our other 3 stores, Kansas City, Seattle, and Portland, it is actually 3 drinks, and we're not asking for more than that. We just want to do a 3-drink maximum.
If I recall, I think it was the owner that we spoke with last time.
Yes, unfortunately, Mr. Basinger is not able to be with us today, and we can't bring him on Zoom or whatever that is, so unfortunately, but I thought that actually Ms. Ruan is perfect for this in case you have any questions, because she does run everything day to day. She's been with the company for 4 years.
5 years and then 4 years at the no, 3 years at the Kakaako.
Some of the other establishments in other cities, some of them have the safety netting and some of them do not. Is that correct?
Actually, from what I understand, none of them do. Yeah, in fact, Hawaii was the only one that was required to have the netting, which we were happy to do. But we found it's actually not needed. I've thrown axes there before, actually, and the chance of the thing bouncing back that far is. Yeah, I mean, again, she works there every day, so she sees it. So, yeah, it just never happens. And spectators are always kept very far back, so you're not going to be anywhere near any sort of issues happening with that.
And you had said, I believe last time, that you've never had incidents at your other stores of it.
No, not 0.
What's the downside from your perspective on the netting?
Personally, it's just when coaches have to watch participants to fix their throws. So we kind of just lift the net away. Other than that, yeah, it's just blocks vision from behind the lane.
So my question is more going to be, how many people that you're currently serving a 2-drink maximum to are actually requesting a 3rd drink?
I do not have that information. I can try to get it for you. Okay. That's why she's here.
Wow.
Because I think I asked the same question to you a few months back.
No, not a problem.
So you have a member of enforcement present if you wish to ask about our experience with complaints, if any.
Oh, yes.
We'll do that after as well. Okay. Go ahead.
So we've served in Honolulu 6,500 1 drinks in the first 6 months of 2024.
Oh, and then wait.
So how many,
questions
has
asked?
there been any individuals that have asked? I know that right now you have a 2-drink maximum. Has there been any individuals that have requested or wanted to drink more, in which you've then had to stop them from throwing axes?
So how that works is we have a wristband and we mark it off for 2 drinks.
Okay.
Then we switch it over to a red band. So once in a while, we'll have people doing that. Not often. Usually we're their first stop. So not often do we have to slap the red band on where they cannot throw anymore. And we make them know they cannot.
So then I guess my next question will be, if we can have someone from enforcement, how's things been going, or have you found any issues or concerns?
Acting Enforcement Supervising Investigator Glenn Nishigata. To my knowledge, no complaints received and no violations or citations were issued.
So I'm gonna make a comment. I sat on the first group that determined what the minimum maximums were and the safety stuff. And I myself personally will state, I'm not open to giving up both of the two ideas that are there. I'm open to one or the other. If people want to have a 3-drink maximum, I'm open to that, but I still think we need to have some type of safetiness or safety barriers to provide the paying public that's going to come to your establishment to whether throw axes or eat or bring their children there to be safe from the individuals that are throwing axes that are going to be drinking. So I'll make it known, I'm open to saying a 3-drink maximum, but I would not agree to it if the barriers are taken down.
I understand. That is totally fine. And actually, we're also open if you would like to do another 6-month, 1-year checkup. We're totally fine with doing that as well.
I just want to make it.
No, it's
If I could ask, if you had the option to select one of the two requests.
It would be the 3-drink, I mean, the
From a revenue
Take the
perspective,
3-drink
from a
maximum,
revenue,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. I had to think that through before I said the wrong thing.
I would support moving to 3 and then having them come back and do a second.
But I would like to ask Commissioner Hollinger, what would be the criteria upon which he would be willing to disband the barrier?
My basic concern is that I know that you folks have never seen an axe come flying that far back. I know that. I'm more concerned and I would feel more disheartened within myself if I were to sit there and approve taking away a barrier that stopped something from flying all the way back. And within the next 5 years from now, something like that happens and it hits an innocent bystander sitting back there, far enough back, or way back enough, and that person either loses an arm, loses a limb, gets hit in the head, maybe not with the blade, but part of an axe, or even wood that would be shattered from whatever is hitting with the axe. And I would be remiss to myself that I didn't sit there and say, at least the safety netting should be there if I'm going to approve something. And that's just me. And ultimately, my one vote, if it was all 3 that they wanted to say, both of them, would not change that outcome, but I would vote no in that situation.
We
Just so
understand.
everyone, I mean, I'm just being honest.
Completely understand, Commissioner, and thank you very much for making your concerns known. I think when we first started this enterprise and when I spoke to Mr. Basinger, the main thing that they're trying to do at all times is safety. In fact, the safety is the major part of what they do. So if something makes you feel a little bit better, we have no problem doing any of that. I think the reason why I had Ms. Wan come today is because she's there she's there every single day. She's seen every single kind of weird thing that may have happened or any of that stuff. So she can speak, I think, more clearly to what it's like on the floor while they do this. And if you had any questions about how they go about doing their operating, that she's more than happy to answer those things. She's way more experienced than any of us because she's been there for so long.
And I appreciate that for my own.
Sure, of
Thank
course.
you.
And I'm inclined to, do this gradually in terms of allowing for the 3 drinks from a revenue perspective. I hope to sometime go there to actually see how the netting and whatnot works. But I would want us to at some point be open, and perhaps we'll be voting separately on this item, that if the safety is, you have a good historical record of safety, that maybe we should be more open to people being allowed to take risks.
Of course. We'll continue to keep that information too, so don't worry.
Okay.
So that can be a motion. I'll vote as whatever the motion goes with. We'll determine that on mine.
Make a motion to approve the increase of the drink minimum from 2 to 3. And also for a 6-month follow-up of review of the operation. And if there have been any incidents, an increase in incidents or anything like that, so that we could address the netting issue.
You say minimum or maximum?
Maximum.
Maximum.
I don't see.
I get it.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, maximum of 3.
Second as corrected for maximum.
So may I ask a question? So that's basically leaving the netting for 6 months
Leaving
and
the
then we
netting.
review.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, that was the only thing I needed.
Okay,
Moved and
it's been
seconded.
moved and seconded to approve 3 drink maximum. As for request number 24-0355. Any nays or reservations?
I'm going to vote with reservations because of my feeling for the netting, but that's the only thing.
That's totally fine. Thank you.
One reservation. The chair also votes on it. The request is approved as amended.
Thank you.
All right. Calling request number 20, agenda item number 20, request number 24-04431 from Saber Food Corp.
Hey, Commissioners, good afternoon. Andrew Stone, Sierra Food Corp, Andrew, ANDREWSTONE.
So my question, so I have a couple questions. First is, this is basically for your batching, correct? For
Correct.
Mai Tai cocktail, correct?
Yes.
So I don't see anything listed on your thing of how long you plan to keep this batched cocktail stored in a sense.
Right. I would say 2 weeks.
Okay.
14
So I'm going to also let you know historically, the commission has approved batching of cocktails. But when you start talking about having juices such as pineapple juice or things like that, we normally look at holding it no longer than 3 days, because that batch, basically, if it starts to turn, we don't want someone being given an item that is at the point of possibly rightly turning right then and there. And so historically, we have not I have not approved any batching requests that would have longer of a holding period than 2 days. Or 3 days,
3 days.
sorry, excuse me.
That's okay. We can make it to order.
And so there would be an expectation that there would be a date of manufacture
Yeah, we put
processing.
dates.
Processing.
The date we make it and the
Labeling.
yeah, label it.
There would also be an expectation that if somebody were to request the cocktail be made before they could see it, that could be an option as well, or that would be an option.
Are you able to do that?
Yeah, we could do that.
So I guess my question is, are you okay with us approving you batching something, but only holding it for 3
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to batch it for just 3 days.
Okay, so there's 2 things that can happen. I think it's best if you don't want us to approve a request. We're only gonna say 3 days, you can make a motion to withdraw your request. Or, because then, if we were to deny the request, does that do anything different?
And not for a request, it would be for a license application, but not for a request, so it's.
So I guess it's kind of up to you if you
Yeah,
feel like
I'd
you'd
probably
rather withdraw the request or.
Withdraw the request, and we'll just make it to order.
Okay, so,
Okay.
so do we need a motion on the
Yeah.
withdrawal? Okay, so my motion is to
Accept the withdrawal.
accept for agenda item number 20, request number 24-04431, the maker's
Withdrawal.
request of withdrawal.
It's been moved and seconded to withdraw request number 24-04431. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, the request is withdrawn. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 21, request number 25-00046 from Japan Airlines Company.
Afternoon, Mr. Chairman and Vice Chairman and members of the commission. My name is Dale Hatakeyama, spelled Hatakeyama. I'm requesting an extension to pick up the liquor license for our second lounge at the airport. We've been closed during COVID. Immediately after our license was approved, that particular lounge remained closed. And we had one lounge. And then when COVID started getting worse, our flights just stopped. So both areas were closed. And now we're finally ready to pick up the license. Our lounge is expected to open in August this year. And although this request picks up on July 31st, we like to pick it up as soon as possible because we have about 70 staff who work at both lounges and they need to get the license for the second lounge in order for it to open on time.
So you want to pick it up, you want to modify your request to pick it up tomorrow or whatever.
Soon as-
Rather than July.
July 12th.
Okay. Do we need to modify our agenda? Mr.
Yes, because the stated date is in the published agenda.
So for agenda item number 21, request number 25-00046. I'll make a motion to modify the posted agenda. Instead of reading to extend pickup is licensed to July 31st, 2024, to read pickup license as of July 12th, 2024.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to amend request number 25-00046 to request extension to pick up its license to July 12th, 2024. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The request amendment is approved. Now for the substance of the request.
Motion to approve request number 25-00046 as amended.
Second. Been moved and seconded to approve request number 25-0046 as amended. Any nays or reservations? I also vote aye. The request is approved. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 22, request number 25-0049 from King Restaurant and Bar LLC.
Hello, my name is Louis Low, owner of King Restaurant.
You wish an extension.
Renew after the
Yeah,
deadline.
renew after the- yeah. Any questions? All right.
Motion to approve request number 25-00049.
It's been moved and seconded to approve request number 25-00049. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The request is approved.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 23, request number 25-00050 from Mac Acquisition of Hawaii LLC.
Aloha Commissioners, my name is Eva Wilton, I'm General Manager of Romano's Macaroni Grill. Sorry, I'm very new to this and I got sent here by corporate. Not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing, but I do know that we are in transition from ownership and we are requesting approval for our change of name for our licensing and asking, I think, for an extension.
The change of trade name, it can be handled administratively. You're here specifically to request to renew the license after the June 30 deadline. That's what they're gonna take action on.
Okay, so what she said, right?
Just
Any
on the renewal.
questions? No, all right.
Yeah, move to approve agenda item number 23, request number 25-00050.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve request number 25-00050. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The request is approved. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 24, request number 25-00058 from Dining Innovation Hawaii Inc.
Good afternoon, Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Takuma Lathrop, Lathrop, President of Dining Innovation Hawaii.
Commissioners, any questions? Same as everybody else?
Yes.
All righty.
Motion to approve request number 25-00058.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve request number 25-00058. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, the request is approved.
Thank you very much.
Calling agenda item number 25, request number 25-00079 from DFS Group LP.
Austin Tominaga. Tominaga. And my left Marissa Okuda, OKUDA.
Okay, you're just with a bunch of,
Johnny come lately.
yeah, renewing your license.
It's
Right.
to renew our
Yeah.
license after the June 30th deadline.
Other questions?
Yeah, move to approve request number 25-00079.
Second, it's been moved and seconded to approve request number 25-00079. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The request is approved. The chair would entertain a motion to take a recess. All right.
So you're done.
You're done.
You're
We're
done.
gonna take a-
Was going to ask for that, maybe, before we go on to education.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. Calling agenda item number, I'm sorry, a motion for adoption of findings of facts and decisions. And orders.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the adoption of findings of fact, conclusions of law, and decisions and order.
Been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 26 for adoption of finding of facts, conclusions of law, and decisions in order. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The agenda item is approved. Adjudication hearings, I call the agenda item number 27, Aloha Resorts, Waikiki Beach, LCV 24-0010.
I will wait till they both put themselves on the record.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Deputy Corporation Counsel Mario Everett appearing on behalf of the city.
Good afternoon, Christina O'Hara on behalf of Aloha.
So, Chair, I will be making a disclosure that the ILW does represent the employees at Aloha Resort. I am not the employee's direct representative, and this will not affect my ability to be impartial on the signing of these adjudications.
As noted.
And we waive the reading of the.
You waive reading of the charge. Do you enter a plea?
Oh, yes, we would like to plead no contest. And I would like to note that we've since rectified our floor plans. We actually submitted the floor plans during the
Sorry, what we'll do is we first need to make a motion to accept your plea, and then we'll give you the opportunity to explain.
no
Okay.
contest.
So I need a motion to accept the plea.
Motion to accept the plea.
I made the motion. You
Oh,
make the second.
There's no joy.
Yeah, there you go.
It's been moved and seconded to approve, accept a plea of no contest. The chair also votes aye. The motion is accepted.
Mr. Everett, your recommendations for agenda item number 27.
Thank you. This is a first offense within the past 5 years. The recommended fine is $500.
Then now you have your ability to explain.
We have corrected our floor plan. We actually submitted it during the amnesty period. So if the commission would like to entertain a letter of reprimand or waiving the fine, we would greatly appreciate that.
Okay, so what are you talking about within the amnesty period? How many days were you after or within that period, if you don't mind me asking?
We submitted the plans on June 28th.
28.
Is the date correct, Mr. Everett? If you can see it in your notes or your file.
If you could give me just one moment, I'm confirming it, but from my memory, that sounds right.
Okay, and so the next question I would say is you folks have all of the floor plans for everything else that you have under your license correctly issued to the commission currently?
Yes. This license was transferred relatively recently, so they should be.
Is there any follow-up?
No, nothing from me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, if I could have one moment.
Okay.
Sorry, Commissioners. The approval was on January 18th, 2024, and the inspection took place on January 22nd, 2024.
Okay. So based on your comments of, you folks have already done and with the stuff, my motion is going to be to issue a letter of reprimand for agenda item number 27.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve letter of reprimand. The chair also votes aye. The penalties. Calling agenda item number 28, Alohilani Resort Beach, LCV 24-0036.
And everyone's going to be putting their thing in, but I will also make the same disclosure that I made previously. That ILWU does represent the employees at Alohilani Resort. I am not the employee's direct representative, and this will not affect my ability to be impartial on deciding on these adjudication matters.
Christina O'Hara for Alohilani, and to my right is Rafael Torres, the general manager.
And Deputy Corporation Counsel Mario Everett for the city.
Do you
We waive the reading of the charge,
enter a plea?
and we enter a plea of no contest.
Okay, motion to accept the plea.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept a plea of no contest. The chair also votes aye. The plea is accepted.
Mr. Everett, your recommendation for agenda item number 28.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is again a first offense within the past 5 years. The recommended fee is $500.
Okay, so can you explain to me about the situation? Looks like there was no registered manager inactive of the licensed premises.
Yes, that individual is no longer with the company. We have re-educated our staff and have implemented a new program or a new, I guess, procedure whereby before managers even start, they need to verify with us that they have received their blue card.
Okay. So he was working, but he wasn't actually registered, correct? And you were actually serving at the time he was working?
I believe that the bar was open.
Yes.
It was open, okay.
So based on those responses and your explanation, my motion is going to be to approve the recommended fine of $500 for agenda item number 28.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve a penalty of $500. The chair also votes aye. The penalty is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could we call Commissioner Bach, please? Calling agenda item number 29, Baba's NNK.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh. Nope. Okay.
Mr. Everett, what is your pleasure?
At this point. Well,
So I guess my first question will be, can you tell for us on the record, what was the actions that the city took in sending the notice or providing service notice to this licensee in regards to this adjudication?
sure, thank you. Notice of this hearing was sent out and served on. Where's the date here? On April 11th, 2024, on the licensee. So they did have notice of today's hearing.
Someone signed for it and got it.
Yes, the signature was from a manager, Yu Nakamura, I believe, although I might be misreading that name. Title listed as manager.
Okay, so for you, how would you like to proceed? Do you want to try to call them again? Do you want to ask for summary judgment? Is that the correct word? Oh, sorry.
Default.
Default judgment, sorry.
At this point, for the record, they have been served and had notice of today's hearing. I would be asking for default judgment and the standard recommended fine, which would be $500. At the commissioner's discretion, if you would like to continue it to the next available, we can give them a chance. But my request is default judgment.
This is their first offense?
This is the first offense within the past 5 years, yes.
Good. So because it is a physical altercation of the licensed premises, I'm going to request a continuance and for us to serve again to them so that we can at least see if someone shows up, because we'd like to have a question as to, you know, why they altered the premises, or was this altered prior to them taking it over or something like that, before I make a motion for a default judgment. So I guess the motion would be, can we continue this to the next available hearing date?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to continue this matter to another hearing date. Do we have to do a date certain or?
No, just the next available.
Next available. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion is approved. Okay, calling agenda item number 13, bar 35, LCD 24-0035.
Good evening, Chairman Hong, good evening, Commissioners, Zachary Diano appearing on behalf of licensee Bar 35 LLC. To my right is the licensee's manager, AJ Martinez. Behind me is the licensee's head of security, Thomas Frazier. And in the audience, we also have Mr. David Stewart, who's one of the principals of Bar 35. We waive the reading of the citation and would like to enter a plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the plea.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve, accept a plea of no contest. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion, the plea is approved.
Mr. Everett, your recommendation for agenda item number 30.
Thank you. This is a second offense within the past, within the past 5 years. The recommended fine is $1,120. That is a $1,000 fine for the second offense and $120 for the 12 minutes after deadline at $10 per minute.
Mr. Dillon, do you have any explanations?
Yes, we'd like to first, starting off by saying, licensee apologizes for this oversight. It was a managerial oversight and they'll speak to that. They have since, well, as of that evening, they terminated the employment of the individuals who were found consuming on site with the open containers. And they have implemented programs which Mr. Martinez can speak to educate their staff and to ensure that something like this never happens again.
Yeah, so after that, as you said, we fired the employees immediately. Instead of, we used to have meetings every 4 months, now it's every other month. We use I think it's called the server training worksheet and the study guide found on the Liquor Commission website. That's what we use to educate everybody. And we just basically keep reinforcing the rules. And I personally would like to apologize because I went home early that night. It was a slow evening and I wasn't feeling good at all. So that was 100% my fault. And then obviously we had a couple rogue employees that I trusted and just did not make the right decisions. So it's 100% my fault.
And so the people that were drinking on the premises, after you were closed, they were your employees, right? Customers, correct?
No, we're not customers.
Okay. And so can you speak a little bit more to, my understanding is this is a second violation, correct?
This is a second violation. The first violation, as Mr. Everett indicated, was September 7th, 2019. So we're just under that
Just under the 5 years
threshold.
So my only concern is this, so that, it's a second time around, right? And, whatever you might have done the first time to do training or stuff, we need to make sure with this being a second time, you continue that practice and habit, right? Because we do not want to see you in here for a third time, whether it be an employee or whether it be someone else, because yours should be training them.
Yes, and I would like to add that, the attendance of both Mr. Martinez as the manager, the head of security, and the owner indicates licensees, willingness and the importance of rectifying the situation. And they are appearing in good faith before the commission that they're committed to making these changes to ensure this doesn't happen.
And I appreciate them all showing up. I think will be a costly situation because it is, in our view, a second, and it is very important to make sure you have, whether it is clients or employees, once you folks are closed, they cannot have open containers, because obviously our guys come in and see it, that's right then and there. Okay. So my motion is going to be to approve the recommended fine of $1,120 for agenda item number 30.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve a penalty of $1,120. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The penalty is approved. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 31, Chili's Grill and Bar, LCV 24-003.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Keith Kiuchi for the licensee, which is Pacific Meritage doing business at Chili's Grill and Bar. Waive reading of the charge and a plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the plea.
Second.
So moved and seconded to approve a plea of no contest. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The plea is accepted.
Mr. Everett, your recommendation for agenda item number 31.
Thank you. This is a first offense within the past 5 years. The recommended fine is $500.
Mr. Kyuchi, explanations?
Yes, this is kind of an unfortunate situation. Chili's hired a minor, but the minor was only acting as a hostess and was not serving alcohol. That part of the law, my understanding, changed several years ago. So Chili's did not feel initially that they had a need to go through the approval for a minor. And they did eventually for this minor, went through the parental approval, the school approval, and having represented Consolidated Theaters, which really depends on minors during the summer. So I'm kind of familiar with what they have to jump through the hoops. So Chili's did that, albeit a month later, but they went ahead and did that. They were not aware that that process was in place because the young lady they hired was only there to be a hostess, was not serving alcohol. So they've since adopted a company policy. Pacific Meritage is actually based in California, but they run restaurants in both California and Hawaii, and they're not going to hire any minors. It's a little bit unfortunate because, with the labor shortage, I think it's very difficult for restaurants to survive. And a role such as a hostess certainly is not in the position to serve alcohol. But I explained to them what the intent of the rule was. They understand that they've adopted a policy to avoid that in the future. So
I think it's unfortunate that we have such a labor crisis, but I also think it's very concerning, right, when we start talking about people that are under the age.
Right.
Within an area that obviously serves alcohol and has it readily available. I mean, even though they're a hostess, I mean, they are around it and they do fraternize with the other workers and become friends, which, obviously you can get a lot of different things that happen between that.
right. No,
And so
understood.
I think, there's some concern with that. And so I'm glad that they've taken some steps. But also, the rule was in place prior to that. It wasn't as if they hired her and then the rule changed. It was in place prior, my best understanding, if that's correct.
No, that is correct. That is correct. I think what happened is the rule changed and they didn't realize it had changed.
Okay.
So that's exactly what happened.
So my motion is going to be to approve the recommended fine of $500 for agenda item number 31.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve a penalty of $500. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The penalty is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 32, Vico's Tab and Table, LCV 24-0026.
Not here. So, Mr. Everett, how would you like to proceed?
So I believe this one has been continued from a prior hearing before, if my reading of procedural history is correct. At this point, I would ask for a default judgment. This is a second offense. Payment of the GLS 31 days late received on August 2nd, 2020. I'm sorry, report received August 2nd, 2023. Payment received August 31st, 2023. This is a second violation where the first was fiscal year 2021. If the commission accepts my request for default judgment, the recommended fine is $600.
And the question of service.
Yes.
Who accepted service for them for this hearing?
I don't get an updated service when it's been continued from a prior setting.
That's correct. It's just a letter.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so my motion is going to be this. I would want to continue because I would like to have a record of service for this. You know what I mean? Because technically we just sent them a letter, right? We don't have a record of service for the continued case. And then do we know if anyone actually got the letter stating that they had a continued case to today?
Wait, can I ask a separate question? Do we have proof of service obviously on the first?
There was proof of service on the first one. I don't have the exact date for that off the top of my head, but I would have represented it at the last hearing when it got continued.
Because my question is, you want to do another service to them? Try to force them to come here?
Well, I mean, it's the second time within 3 years that they haven't paid their GLS on time. And then the question really has to be, have they figured out or fixed something in regards to whether or not the GLS will be paid on time again in 2024, which would just cause another adjudication hearing. So my more concern is that
You want to see them?
they're dodging the fact of coming here and just assuming that, well, I'm gonna get a fine, I'm gonna pay that fine, and I'm gonna be okay. So where if they show that they've gotten it and they deliberately don't come, then that becomes something where we determine as a commission whether we just issue a fine or not.
Increase the fine.
Yeah, or increase the fine or,
Even more severe.
yeah. So that was my only thought process.
All right.
So I would need to make a motion, right, to continue this adjudication agenda item number 32 to the next available with actual showing of service, or what would be the define of that?
Wait, so you wanna give them a third chance? Is what you want.
They're no longer in business.
Oh, they're no longer in business.
Yeah.
That's
Right. Yeah, they're not a licensee anymore.
They closed them.
Oh,
My recommendation would just default them, charge them a fine, you guys are not gonna be able to get any money out of it.
Okay, sorry, I didn't.
Now that we know that.
Now that we know that, now that we think it was, okay, so my motion, with knowing all of that, my motion will be to accept default judgment and issue a fine of $600.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve a penalty fine of $600. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The penalty is approved. Thanks,
Sorry about that.
everyone. Calling agenda item number 33, Manukai LCV 24-0027.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Farial Savio, Faryal Savio.
Okay. Mr. Everett, can you please read the charge?
Yes. That on or about July 1st, 2023, through and including, on or about July 1st, 2023, through and including July 1st, 2023, close of business in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii. Licensee failed to notify the commission in writing of the name, age, and place of residence of an officer or director, to wit, Christine Boughton, Boughton, and or Gordon Sampson, Samson, within 30 days of the date of election of such officer or director, in violation of section 281-41 subsection I of the Hawaii Revised Statutes.
Ms. Savio, how would you like to plead? You can accept the charge, deny the charge, or plead no contest.
No contest.
Okay, motion to accept the plea.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept a plea of no contest. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The plea is accepted.
Okay. Mr. Everett, what is your recommendation for agenda item number 33?
Thank you. This is a first offense within the past 5 years. The recommended fine is $500.
Ms. Savio, do you have any explanations?
Yes, I do. It was completely an oversight. We had just built 2 new vessels that we were not here in Hawaii the entire time while we were building these vessels. And we were actually bringing them across from California to here. And by the time, I think it was Officer Walker contacted me, I'd realized I'd passed that 30-day mark. And I believe I received an email from him August 30th, August 31st, we had all the information handed in here right away.
Mr. Everett, does the file show when we received all the information?
The Honolulu Liquor Commission was not notified in writing until September 11th, 2023.
Shortly after, yes. Okay, so Ms. Savio, what I would say is what we need to do right for the future is you're gonna need to work on figuring out, a good plan of action if you folks are not here on the island or you are moving vessels or doing things. In which to make sure that within the days that we have a time limit to get, we need the correct names. Okay? Mr. Everett, you stated this was a first time violation.
Correct.
And so you've put in place something though to confirm that if something changes, you're going to be able to get us notified this within
Yes.
the time limits, correct?
Yes, with our second vessel, I was on it right away because of it.
Okay, so my motion is going to be to issue a letter of reprimand for agenda item number 33.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve a letter of reprimand. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The letter of reprimand is approved. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Okay, calling agenda item number 34, the Players Shack. LCV 24-0024.
And commissioners, I did get in contact with the representative of the licensee in this case. They were unable to make it to the hearing today and asked that it be continued to the next available date. I have no objection with that request.
Motion to accept that.
You don't really.
We don't need to do anything.
Yeah, no action needed. We'll just schedule next available.
Calling agenda item number 35, Rangoon Burmese Kitchen, LCV 24-0014.
This may be another one that's no longer a licensee.
Yeah, so first, so since no one is here, Mr. Everett, how would you like to proceed?
I believe this is another one that has been continued from the prior, so I cannot honestly represent that they've been served.
Okay.
That being said, because it's been continued from a prior, I will ask for default.
Okay. So request of default, what is your recommended fine on the default?
My recommended fine would be $500 first offense.
Okay. Is there a way for licensing to confirm whether or not this establishment is still in business? Only because if they're not in business, then we might as well do the default, right?
Yeah.
I work down the street, I believe they're.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are they a licensee?
Did you have drinks? Man?
That's not the botottle with the steak inside or something. No.
I just need to confirm that they're an actual license. I mean, they may be in business, but.
Uh,
Huh?
They might not.
Yeah. Never mind.
Oh.
Oh, there, okay.
They renewed.
If they
They're
are
renewed,
still,
okay.
Yeah, they're
if they are still in business, then my request is going to be to continue to the next available with a request for actual service. And I would ask that a courtesy notice of it be sent to me so I can represent when we come back for the hearing.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a gross liquor sales thing, so if they're currently in business, then we're gonna have possible issues in gross liquor sales in the future, so.
Agreed.
My recommendation is to go along with continuing to the next available with actual service show.
I apologize. I said $500. The recommended fine is $250 communicated to me through the Liquor Commission division that handles that. I'll represent that again when we come up to the hearing, but just to make sure it's on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that'll be my motion.
Second.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to continue LCD 24-0014. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion goes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, we are. Agenda item number 36, Liquor Commission discussions of processes and procedures outline an agenda. One of the items on here that has come up and that we approved in a previous session but didn't publish was to take sections of hearings like this where we have a point of process like the allocation of temporary license days and to put those sections onto our website so that council and others in the licensing community can reference that. So I would, at our next hearing, kind of put this hearing in that section and some of the other items where we've discussed this kind of policy and procedure that we've been following.
It's a good idea.
Yep, that works.
Let's see, was there anything else to discuss here? Actually, pursuant to Hawaii revised statute sections 92-4 and subsection 92-4A-4 to consult with its attorney in questions and issues on matters pertaining to the board's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities as they pertain to topics that are permitted to be discussed on future processes, procedures outlined, and agenda matters. I would entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
So moved.
Okay, we're in executive session. Okay, thank you. We're back from our executive session where we were discussing our procedures and some that may be affected by potential rule changes. Calling agenda item number 37, Liquor Administrator.
Good evening, Commissioners. Sal Patilos, Administrator of the Honolulu Liquor Commission. I'd like to start by noting that the Honolulu Liquor Commission passed the CJIS audit. That's the Criminal Justice Information System audit, and I think it speaks well to the controls that licensing has on access to the system. You all know that there's an opioid prevention and response training on Monday that's being conducted by Hawaii Health and Harm Reduction Center. I just want to let you know that we have 41 attendees for the 2 o'clock session and 43 for the 2 p.m. session. So it's going to be pretty well attended. And Commissioner Hollinger, I do remember, and we still remember that you had requested that we try to get training for our enforcement section as well. We will follow up on that with them on Monday. Additionally, speaking of training, you at one point in time you wanted us to reach out to Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau to see what kind of training they could provide. So we've been in discussions with them, and I think they will provide some virtual training to us sometime in late July. And I think they're going to focus on things like an overview of the agency itself, trade practices, and some labeling regulations and things like that. And depending on how they feel, I think it may, and I guess also interest in the part of the licensees. I wonder whether that would be a good training for licensees to know, like what trade practices are, TTP, what the labeling requirements are. I know there are some manufacturers here who could probably benefit from something like that, but we'll see whether or not that it's possible to do that. We'll pursue that with them.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nope.
And with that, I think I'll stop there. And if there are any questions at all, I'll be happy to answer them.
No, I mean, the only question I think I would say is for the TTV training and things like that. I mean, I think if we can at least get it through our inspectors and our side first, and then if we deem that it would work for licensees and things like that, then we work toward figuring out when we can do that additionally, because I think our guys would need to know it first.
Yeah. So
if possible, I mean,
yeah,
that'd be a thought process.
whatever the subject matters are, and we'll talk. We'll try to coordinate with them and make sure that if there's any training at all that goes like differently from what's being done with their enforcement action, we'll make sure to reach out to them and see if we can have that prior to.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, and finally, agenda item number 38, Liquor Commission, any announcements?
I guess, so we'll make an announcement. I do think we need to at least call 13.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And say,
And don't
reschedule.
yeah.
Sorry, as an announcement.
That's a good announcement.
13.
So calling agenda item number 13, transfer application number 24-00880.
No one here.
No one's here.
I think we need to make a motion to.
Don't gavel out, but yeah, you don't need a motion to reset that. We will just attempt to contact the applicant and reset. It's not a public hearing, it is a prelim.
Okay.
So if I could just confirm before you gavel out.
Good.
You've already said that with respect to the process and procedures outline agenda, we're going to add the item with respect to publication on the website of informative information with respect to policies, procedures. I will add that. Is there anything else that we should put on the July 18th agenda? I mean, I listed 2 items and then any other topic, and this is not like a request or anything like that, but just so while they're top of our mind, whether or not you want to know. Oh. The
Oh, I'm sorry. So,
pharmacy panel?
Oh, that August 7th.
the seventh,
Yeah.
August 7th.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right,
I'm good.
that's good. Any more announcements?
No more